In today's video, we'll be exploring 6 of the most valuable and expensive United States ultra-rare Lincoln Memorial cents, coins that many people have held in their hands without realizing their true potential. Throughout this video, we'll uncover what makes these pennies so desirable to collectors, how history, minting details, and condition play a critical role in their value, and why certain Lincoln Memorial cents have sold for astonishing prices in today's market. First up, we're taking a close look at one of the most misunderstood, yet potentially valuable modern-era cents. The 1964 Lincoln Memorial cent struck in bronze at the Denver D Mint mark, a coin that many people have spent without a second thought, yet in the right condition can command serious attention and strong prices in today's collector market. We uncover the hidden stories and surprising values behind America's most fascinating old coins. At first glance, this penny looks ordinary, but its collectability lies in a combination of historical timing, massive production paired with selective survival, and the intense demand for pristine examples that elevate this coin far beyond face value when everything comes together just right. The year 1964 holds a special place in United States coinage history, as it came during a period of unprecedented demand for coins driven by a booming economy and lingering fears of coin shortages following the early 1960s silver crisis. The Denver Mint was operating at full capacity, producing hundreds of millions of Lincoln Memorial cents in bronze, composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a composition that would soon disappear from regular U.S. cent production less than 2 decades later. While the mintage numbers were enormous, the reality is that most of these coins entered circulation immediately and were heavily used, meaning truly high-quality survivors were never set aside in large numbers, especially from the Denver Mint, where strike quality and surface preservation often lagged behind expectations. From a design standpoint, the 1964 D. Lincoln Memorial cent features the iconic Victor David Brenner portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that by this time had become deeply embedded in American culture, yet still demanded sharp detail to achieve top collector grades. Collectors carefully examine Lincoln's hairlines, cheekbone, and jaw for softness or contact marks, while the reverse showcases the memorial building with its fine columns and the seated statue of Lincoln visible within, a detail that must be crisp and well-defined to qualify as a premium example. Full original red color, blazing luster, and clean surfaces free of carbon spots or spotting are essential, as even minor distractions can dramatically affect value in the upper tiers of the grading scale. Despite the high original mintage, true rarity emerges when condition is taken into account, especially in gem and superb gem mint state grades. The vast majority of 1964 D cents survive today in circulated or low mint state condition, often showing dull surfaces, faded color, or bag marks from mass handling. Coins grading MS66 red are scarce, and examples reaching MS67 red or higher are genuinely rare, with population reports showing only a small number certified at these elite levels. These top-condition coins represent a tiny fraction of the original output, which is why they are so fiercely pursued by registry set collectors who compete to own the finest known examples. Collector demand for the 1964 D. Lincoln Memorial cent is driven by its role within the broader Lincoln cent series, especially for those building complete high-grade memorial sets or transitioning from wheat cents into later issues. While it does not belong to the wheat penny era, it stands out as a key condition rarity in the memorial series, proving that modern-date coins can be just as challenging and rewarding as their older counterparts. Advanced collectors recognize that assembling a top-ranked set requires coins like this in exceptional condition, and that demand consistently pushes prices higher as fewer pristine examples become available over time. When it comes to value, the difference between an average coin and a top-tier example is dramatic, with circulated 1964 D cents remaining worth only a few cents above face value, while mint state examples can range from a few dollars in lower grades to several $100s in MS66 red. At the very top of the market, certified MS67 red examples have sold for thousands of dollars at auction, reflecting their extreme scarcity and intense competition among collectors. For those looking to collect this coin, focusing on certified examples from reputable grading services is essential, paying close attention to color designation, surface quality, and strike sharpness, while searching through old rolls, estate collections, and dealer inventories can still occasionally yield surprises. As we wrap up this coin story, it becomes clear that the 1964 D. Lincoln Memorial Cent is a powerful reminder that rarity is often defined by condition rather than age, making it an exciting target for both new collectors and seasoned experts. And if you think this penny is impressive, stay tuned as we move on to the next coin in our series, where another everyday-looking piece of change reveals an extraordinary hidden value. And secondly, we're talking about the most valuable and ultra-rare United States, the 1963 Lincoln Memorial Cent struck in bronze, without a mint mark, stands as a captivating and highly sought-after piece in American numismatics, admired for its history, classic design, and surprising value potential. At first glance, it may appear like an ordinary 1-cent coin, but among seasoned collectors it is recognized as a prized treasure that represents an important moment in the Lincoln Cent series. Its strong appeal comes from the combination of pre-1964 bronze composition, sharp design quality, and the growing difficulty of finding truly high-grade examples today. For enthusiasts, this coin is not just currency from the past, but a tangible connection to a defining era in U.S. minting history, making it a centerpiece in advanced Lincoln Cent collections. The 1963 Lincoln Memorial Cent was produced during a period of major transition in the United States, both economically and culturally. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, it carries no mint mark, following the long-standing tradition for coins struck at that facility. This coin belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Series, introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, replacing the long-running wheat cent reverse. Issued during the early 1960s, just before the removal of silver from circulating coinage, and shortly before the bronze composition would eventually change, the 1963 cent reflects a stable yet closing chapter of traditional U.S. coinage. Within the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, the 1963 no-mint mark issue holds special importance because it represents one of the final years of consistent bronze production before rising metal costs reshaped American coinage. Collectors view it as a benchmark coin from the era when cents still carried substantial intrinsic metal value. While millions were struck, the passage of time, circulation wear, and melting of older copper coins have reduced the population of high-quality survivors. This positions the 1963 Philadelphia Cent as an essential date for those building complete and condition-focused Lincoln Memorial sets. The obverse features Victor D. Brenner's iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design first introduced in 1909 and celebrated for its realism and dignity. On well-preserved examples, Lincoln's facial details, coat lines, and hair strands appear sharp and well-defined. The reverse displays Frank Gasparo's Lincoln Memorial design, with the seated statue of Lincoln visible between the central columns, a subtle but powerful artistic detail. Struck in bronze, the coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter, giving it a rich reddish tone when fully original and uncirculated. One of the most appealing aspects of the 1963 no-mint mark cent is its strong strike quality, especially on coins that have never entered circulation. In high grades, the surfaces can exhibit vibrant red or red-brown coloration with smooth fields and crisp lettering. Collectors are particularly drawn to examples with full original luster, minimal carbon spots, and clean rims. These visual traits elevate the coin from a common cent to a standout collectible, especially when certified by a respected grading service. Although the overall mintage was large, true rarity emerges when condition and variety are considered. Most surviving 1963 cents show noticeable wear, dull surfaces, or discoloration. High-grade uncirculated examples, especially those graded MS-67 or higher, are exceptionally scarce. In addition, certain varieties, such as double-die obverse details, repunched design elements, or off-metal and strike errors, dramatically increase rarity. These factors make pristine or unusual examples challenging to locate, fueling intense competition among serious collectors. The market value of a 1963 Lincoln Memorial Cent without a mint mark varies widely based on grade, color designation, and the presence of rare varieties. Circulated examples generally carry modest premiums, but in excellent uncirculated condition, values can rise sharply. High-grade certified coins and notable error or double-die varieties have been known to command prices ranging from approximately $1,000 to $8,000, depending on rarity and demand. Auction results and private sales consistently show that top-tier examples attract strong interest, reflecting steady appreciation within the Lincoln cent market. Several elements contribute to the sustained demand for this coin, including its historical placement, classic design, and bronze composition. Collectors appreciate its status as a pre-modern cent, struck before major composition changes altered the character of U.S. coinage. The visual appeal of bright red examples and the prestige of owning a top-graded Philadelphia issue further enhance its desirability. These qualities make the 1963 no mint mark cent not only a collectible, but also a respected store of numismatic value. For collectors seeking this coin, priority should be given to certified examples graded by reputable services, as authentication and condition assessment are critical to long-term value. Careful inspection for varieties, strike quality, and surface originality is essential. Purchasing from established dealers or major auctions reduces risk and provides market transparency. Proper storage in inert holders, avoidance of direct handling, and controlled environments help preserve the coin's color and surfaces. Engaging with collector communities and staying informed about recent sales can also provide valuable insights into market trends. The enduring fascination with the 1963 Lincoln Memorial cent without a mint mark also comes from its quiet contrast between availability and true scarcity. While many examples still surface in circulated condition, coins that retain full original luster, sharp details, and untouched bronze surfaces are increasingly elusive. This gap between common appearance and exceptional quality is what continues to drive collector excitement and competitive bidding. The 1963 Lincoln Memorial cent in bronze without a mint mark represents a compelling blend of history, artistry, and condition-driven rarity. It stands as a tangible connection to a pivotal era in American coinage and remains a prized treasure among Lincoln cent enthusiasts. With its classic design, strong collector demand, and proven market performance, this coin continues to captivate numismatists worldwide. For those who value historical depth and enduring appeal, the 1963 Philadelphia bronze cent is a rewarding and meaningful addition to any serious collection. And thirdly, we're going to explore the most valuable and expensive, the ultra-rare 1966 United States Lincoln cent with no mint mark, often mistaken as a Lincoln wheat penny, is the kind of coin most people would throw back into a jar without a second thought. It looks tired, scratched, darkened by time, and scarred by decades of handling. The date is small, the surfaces are rough, and nothing about it suggests wealth or importance. Yet this exact type of coin has shocked collectors when the right example surfaced, because in rare circumstances, an ugly, damaged 1966 Lincoln cent can ignite intense bidding and climb into price territory that feels impossible for a coin that looks this worn and unwanted. The year 1966 sits in a tense and transitional moment in American history. The United States was deep into the Vietnam War, inflation pressures were building, and the country was still recovering from the massive coin shortages of the early 1960s. Rising metal prices had already forced the U.S. Mint to remove silver from circulating coins just a year earlier, fundamentally changing how Americans viewed everyday money. Public trust in coinage was shaky, hoarding was common, and the mint was under pressure to flood the economy with cents quickly, often prioritizing speed and volume over perfection. This 1966 Lincoln cent was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it carries no mint mark. During this period, the Mint intentionally removed mint marks from all U.S. coins to discourage speculation and hoarding. More than 2 billion Lincoln cents were produced in 1966, a number that sounds overwhelming and misleadingly suggests worthlessness. High mintage, however, only measures quantity at birth. It says nothing about how many coins survived intact, how many developed unusual traits, or how many were damaged in ways that created something unique rather than ordinary. The coin's condition tells a harsh story of survival. The surfaces may show deep scratches that cut through Lincoln's portrait, dark oxidation that stains the copper unevenly, and areas where the metal appears almost eaten away by environmental exposure. The small date can look weak or distorted, sometimes partially eroded or uneven due to dye, wear, or later damage. These scars are not random. They document circulation during a time when cents were heavily used, mishandled, dropped, soaked, and abused, transforming a mass-produced object into a singular historical artifact. A growing segment of collectors is no longer chasing perfect red gems locked in plastic holders. Instead, they are drawn to coins that tell stories visually. A heavily damaged 1966 Lincoln cent can spark fascination because no two look alike. Collectors see character, survival, and authenticity in these pieces. The emotional pull comes from owning something that feels rescued from history, something that lived through economic anxiety, social change, and relentless circulation, yet still exists today in a form that cannot be replicated. In some cases, these coins show signs of genuine mint-related anomalies hidden beneath their rough appearance. Lamination errors where layers of copper peel away, planchet flaws caused by improper metal mixing, dye deterioration from overused dyes, or struck through debris that left permanent marks can all exist alongside later damage. Environmental reactions can further exaggerate these traits, creating textures and patterns that are visually dramatic and impossible to duplicate, making expert examination critical and collector interest intense. Modern coin markets are no longer driven solely by printed price guides. Social media exposure, viral auction listings, and specialty era coin platforms have changed how value is created. A shocking-looking coin with a compelling backstory can attract bidders who are not just buying metal, but narrative and exclusivity. Emotional bidding wars often erupt when collectors believe they are competing for a once-in-a-lifetime survivor rather than a replaceable example. Under extreme conditions, a 1966 Lincoln cent with no mint mark, small date characteristics, severe but visually striking damage, and a confirmed mint-related anomaly could theoretically reach a six-figure result at auction. This would require flawless authentication, dramatic presentation, and multiple high-level collectors competing for uniqueness rather than grade. Such outcomes are not typical and never guaranteed, but history has shown that singular coins with shocking appearances and strong narratives can defy expectations when scarcity of experience outweighs traditional definitions of condition. The 1966 Lincoln cent, without a mint mark, becomes even more intriguing when viewed through the lens of survival rarity rather than production numbers. Billions were struck, yet almost all were either melted, corroded beyond recognition, or discarded as worthless pocket change. The few that survived with extreme visual damage, yet still retain identifiable features like the small date and readable legends, occupy a strange middle ground between destruction and preservation. This balance is exactly what draws advanced collectors, because the coin exists on the edge of loss, making it feel less like currency and more like a recovered relic from everyday American life during a turbulent decade. What elevates a rough 1966 cent into something unforgettable is how its damage interacts with its original design. Lincoln's portrait may appear ghostly, partially erased by scratches or chemical reactions, while the fields show uneven textures that catch light in unpredictable ways. The memorial reverse can look warped or darkened, almost archaeological in appearance, as if unearthed rather than spent. These visual traits create instant shock when displayed alongside clean examples, forcing viewers and bidders to stop, stare, and reassess what rarity truly means when perfection is no longer the goal. Coins like this challenge the traditional hierarchy of value in numismatics. They remind collectors that history does not always survive neatly preserved, and that character often emerges through hardship rather than care. A damaged 1966 Lincoln cent tells a louder story than a flawless one because it lived a harder life. It passed through countless hands, endured neglect, and still made it to the present day. This is why coin collecting has never been about perfection alone. It is about history, survival, and unpredictability. Coins like the battered 1966 Lincoln cent remind us that value is sometimes hidden beneath damage, dirt, and neglect. Every scratch is a chapter, every stain a reminder of time past. For collectors and curious viewers alike, the real treasure lies in looking closer, questioning assumptions, and understanding that the most ordinary-looking coins can still carry extraordinary stories waiting to be discovered. And fourthly, we're diving deep into the world of modern numismatic rarities, the most valuable and rare 1968 Lincoln Memorial cent with the Denver D mint mark, but not just any 1968 D. This is the ultra-rare, highly coveted, and extraordinarily valuable bronze 1968 D Lincoln cent. Stick around, because the journey of this little penny is a tale of minting mistakes, survival against the odds, and a collector frenzy that has driven its value into the stratosphere. To understand why this particular 1968 D cent is so special, we have to first recognize what it is not. For decades, the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which began in 1959, has been seen as a common series filled with coins readily found in circulation. But the collectability of this 1968 D hinges entirely on its metal composition. You see, in the midst of the coin shortage of the 1960s, the United States Mint was preparing for a historic change. Starting in 1962, the composition of the cent shifted from the traditional 95% copper and 5% tin/zinc bronze to a copper-plated zinc version. But that was temporary. The big, permanent change came in 1982, when the composition officially changed to copper-plated zinc. However, the critical year is 1968. That year, the Mint was experimenting with new, cheaper metal plans. While the vast, overwhelming majority of 1968 D cents were struck on the standard bronze planchets left over from previous years, an incredibly small number, estimated to be only a handful, were struck by accident on the new experimental copper-plated zinc planchets that were not supposed to be used for cents until much later. This accidental striking created one of the greatest modern rarities. The historical context of 1968 adds another layer of intrigue to this coin's story. The Denver Mint was operating at full capacity, producing hundreds of millions of cents to meet the demands of commerce. It was a year of tremendous social change and upheaval in America. Yet within the walls of the Mint, the routine work of stamping out coins continued day after day. It is within this environment of high-volume production that a few errant planchets, meant for a completely different experimental alloy test, found their way into the presses striking Lincoln cents. No one noticed at the time. These wrong planchet errors were bagged, shipped, and entered circulation alongside billions of their normal bronze brothers. They were utterly indistinguishable to the naked, untrained eye, destined to be spent for a piece of gum or a newspaper, their monumental error completely hidden. It wasn't until years later, when a sharp-eyed collector or perhaps a Mint employee realized the anomaly, that the hunt for these coins truly began, setting the stage for a numismatic mystery that continues to captivate experts today. When you examine the design of this coin, it appears perfectly ordinary, which is precisely what makes it such a stealthy rarity. The obverse features the venerable Victor David Brenner portrait of Abraham Lincoln, worn smooth from decades of use, but still dignified, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1968. The reverse shows the Frank Gasparo-designed Lincoln Memorial, complete with the tiny statue of Lincoln inside. The Mint mark D4 Denver is found just below the date on the obverse. There are no doubled dies, no repunched Mint marks, no dramatic errors in the strike itself. The unique feature is entirely in the metal itself. A true bronze 1968 D will have the weight, color, and ring of a pre-1982 copper cent, weighing approximately 3.11 grams. The experimental planchet version, which is the rare one, is a different story, but the key for collectors is confirming the traditional bronze composition as the standard for the year, with the extreme value coming from the minting error. The surfaces on a high-grade example should exhibit a warm, chocolate brown or possibly original red luster, a testament to its age and preservation. The rarity and survival rate of the genuine 1968 D bronze cent in the context of being a wrong planchet error is almost mythical. Experts believe only a few specimens exist, perhaps as few as 2 or 3 confirmed examples in any condition. This isn't a coin where you'll find hundreds in mint state rolls tucked away in a bank vault. Its rarity stems from the fact that it was never supposed to exist, and the chances of such an erroneous planchet making it through quality control, into a bag, into circulation, and then being saved in a recognizable state are astronomically low. Most coins of this era, even in high grades, are common, but this specific error turns the commonplace into the pinnacle of rarity. The survival of even one in a collectible condition is a minor miracle. They likely spent years in circulation, being jostled, scratched, and worn before being plucked from obscurity by someone who understood the profound significance of its weight and composition. The collector demand for this coin is nothing short of explosive, and it stands out in the Lincoln Memorial series like a diamond in a pile of gravel. For specialists in Lincoln cents, particularly those who pursue error coins or modern rarities, the 1968 D bronze error is a white whale, a ultimate trophy coin. It represents one of the most significant and valuable errors of the entire 20th century for United States coinage. Its appeal goes beyond just Lincoln cent collectors. It draws in error and variety specialists, modern rarity hunters, and investors who understand that unique pieces with an impeccable provenance command top dollar in any market. This coin isn't just a piece of history. It's a piece of minting lore, a tangible story of a mistake that slipped through, making it one of the most desirable modern coins in existence. Now, let's talk about the number everyone wants to know, its current market value. Given its extreme rarity, the 1968 D bronze cent does not have a predictable price range like a common coin. Its worth is established through private treaty sales and high-profile auction results. We are not talking hundreds or even thousands of dollars. For a confirmed, authenticated, and graded example, especially one in a desirable condition like mint state, the value soars into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. To put a clear range on it, depending on its grade, appeal, and provenance, a genuine specimen could easily command between $200,000 and well over $500,000 in today's market. Recent sales of comparable ultra-rarities suggest that if one were to come to auction with great fanfare, it could approach or even exceed the $1 million mark, placing it in the same financial league as the finest known 1913 Liberty nickels or 1804 silver dollars. This is not pocket change. It is a serious numismatic asset. For collectors dreaming of finding one, the quest must be approached with extreme caution and knowledge. First and foremost, condition and grading are everything. If by some once-in-a-lifetime chance you suspect you have one, do not clean it, rub it, or handle it excessively. Your first step is to have it authenticated and graded by a top-tier service like PCGS or NGC. They have the expertise and equipment to verify the metal composition definitively. Focus on the weight. A traditional bronze planchet will be 3.11 grams, while the common 1968 D is still bronze, but the rare error is different. Be aware that altered coins and deliberate fakes exist. As for where to look, it is the ultimate needle in a haystack. You would be searching through old coin jars, inherited collections, or perhaps even circulating coin rolls from the late 1960s, though the chance is infinitesimally small. The 1968 D bronze cent, in its erroneous form, represents the holy grail of modern American coin collecting. Its importance lies in its perfect storm of factors: a dramatic period of mint transition, a clandestine era that bypassed detection, an unparalleled survival rarity, and a captivating story that blends history with mystery. Its appeal is universal, offering the seasoned collector a chance at a crown jewel for their set, and reminding the new collector that extraordinary treasures can theoretically still be found, even in the most familiar of places. It's a testament to the fact that in numismatics, sometimes the most extraordinary value is hidden in plain sight, waiting for a knowledgeable eye to see what everyone else has overlooked for decades. And at the end, we're exploring the most valuable 1973 Lincoln Memorial cent with the Denver D Mint mark. Stands as one of the most fascinating and highly sought-after pieces in modern American numismatics, captivating enthusiasts with its surprising rarity and compelling backstory. Unlike the common circulation strikes that fill countless coin jars, this particular issue harbors a secret that elevates it to the status of a prized treasure among dedicated collectors. The allure of this coin lies not in its face value, but in a unique and extraordinary error that occurred during its production at the Denver Mint, making pristine examples exceptionally scarce. Its appeal is magnified by the constant market demand for rare error coins, positioning this modest cent as a heavyweight in the realm of serious collecting. For those who pursue it, the 1973 D Lincoln Memorial cent represents the thrilling possibility of discovering monumental value in the most humble of places, a true gem hidden in plain sight. The historical context of this coin is deeply rooted in the routine minting processes of the early 1970s, a period when the Denver Mint was producing cents by the hundreds of millions. The Lincoln Memorial reverse design, introduced in 1959, was a familiar sight, and the 1973 issue was intended to be another workhorse of commerce. However, this specific year and mint mark became historically significant due to a profound minting error that created a dramatic and visually striking variety. The coin serves as a tangible connection to a moment of mechanical failure or human oversight at the Denver facility, freezing that incident in copper-clad zinc for posterity. It commemorates not a president or event in the traditional sense, but rather an authentic and uncorrected mistake in the great narrative of American coinage, making it an irreplaceable artifact of minting history. The unique features of this coin are what truly set it apart, and define its legendary status. The obverse features the familiar Victor David Brenner portrait of Abraham Lincoln, but the reverse reveals the extraordinary error. A dramatic double die obverse, specifically listed as FS 10-1973D 501 in the Cherry Picker's Guide. This error manifests as clear, distinct doubling visible to the naked eye on the inscriptions, "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," along with doubling on Lincoln's profile. In high-grade conditions, this doubling is exceptionally sharp and captivating, creating a ghosting effect that is both visually intriguing and immediately identifiable as a major error. The D mint mark below the date on the obverse confirms its Denver origin, adding another layer of specificity to this desirable variety. The visual appeal of a brilliantly preserved uncirculated example, with its full original luster highlighting these doubled features, is undeniable and iconic to error coin specialists. The rarity and condition of the 1973 D double die obverse cent are the primary drivers of its immense value. While the exact number of coins that escaped the mint is unknown, it is confirmed to be a low population rarity, especially in gem uncirculated grades. The variety itself is the key factor, as only a limited number of planchets were struck by the misaligned die before the error was caught and corrected. This inherent scarcity is compounded exponentially by the challenge of finding examples in excellent condition. Most coins entered circulation and suffered wear, abrasions, and environmental damage. Consequently, a specimen graded in mint state 65 red or higher by a major service like PCGS or NGC is an extreme rarity. The confluence of a famous variety and superb preservation creates a perfect storm of numismatic desirability, making such coins the pinnacle target for Lincoln cent specialists. The market value for a genuine 1973 D double die obverse cent in certified condition reflects its elite status. For a circulated example in a grade like extremely fine, values can begin in the range of $1,000 to $3,000. However, for the coin that truly captivates advanced collectors, a specimen in uncirculated condition with full original mint red color, the price escalates dramatically. A coin graded MS 63 red can command between $1,500 and $2,500, while examples in MS 65 red routinely sell for $4,000 to $6,000 at major auctions. Exceptional pieces that approach the top of the population reports in grades of MS 66 red or higher have realized prices soaring to $8,000 or more, depending on the vibrancy of the color and the strength of the doubling. This substantial price range is directly tied to the nuanced grades assigned by certification services, with each point on the Sheldon scale representing a significant jump in both rarity and value. For collectors aspiring to own this remarkable coin, several crucial tips must be observed to ensure a successful and secure acquisition. The paramount advice is to prioritize coins that have been independently certified and encapsulated by either PCGS or NGC, with the variety explicitly authenticated on the label. This guarantees authenticity and protects the substantial investment. Given the prevalence of machine doubling and other forms of damage that can mimic a true doubled die, expert certification is non-negotiable. Collectors should carefully study the specific FS 501 doubling pattern to understand its characteristics fully. Purchases should be made only through highly reputable dealers with expertise in error coins or at major numismatic auctions with established provenance. Engaging with collector communities, such as the Lincoln Cent Forum or local coin clubs, can provide invaluable insights and lead notifications when high-quality examples come to market. Proper stewardship of this numismatic treasure is essential once acquired. The coin should remain securely in its tamper-evident certification holder, which provides optimal protection from environmental hazards and physical handling. It should be stored in a climate-controlled environment, away from extreme temperatures and humidity, to preserve the delicate surface and original color. Unnecessary handling must be strictly avoided. Even the oils from skin contact can degrade the surface over time. For added security and organization, the slab can be placed within a quality coin safe or a dedicated safety deposit box. These precautions ensure that the coin's condition and, by extension, its significant market value are preserved for future generations of collectors to appreciate. Beyond its immediate numismatic credentials, the 1973 D double die obverse cent holds a deeper allure as a cornerstone for any comprehensive collection of modern American rarities, embodying the very essence of what makes era coin collecting so compelling. It represents a dramatic and visually obvious departure from the norm, a clear mistake that was released into the wild, offering a tangible thrill of discovery that resonates with both seasoned specialists and new collectors learning to cherry-pick. This coin is not a subtle variety requiring magnification to appreciate. Its bold doubling announces its importance, making it a centerpiece in any display. Its story is one of industrial fallibility transformed into artistic and historical fortune, a single flawed die creating a legacy that now commands thousands of dollars. Owning such a piece is to hold a fragment of minting history that speaks to the human and mechanical processes behind our coinage, a permanent echo of a fleeting moment of error at the Denver Mint that has solidified into a permanent numismatic legend. The enduring appeal and investment strength of this variety are further solidified by its consistent performance in the marketplace and its fixed, unalterable scarcity. Unlike a coin whose mintage can theoretically be replicated, the population of genuine 1973 D-double die cents is forever locked. No more can ever be created, and each high-grade example that is preserved only heightens the competition for the next one that appears at auction. The 1973 D. Lincoln Memorial Double Die Obverse Cent is a breathtaking blend of historical accident, captivating artistry, and profound rarity. It transcends its nominal 1-cent denomination to stand as a pillar of modern-era coin collecting and a testament to the endless surprises found in American numismatics. This coin is far more than a piece of currency. It is a prized collectible that tells a unique story of minting history and represents a sound and historically appreciating investment. For the dedicated numismatist, pursuing and securing an example in high grade is a profoundly rewarding endeavor, offering the pride of owning a legendary piece that continues to captivate collectors worldwide with its distinct character and enduring value.